Welcome to Fashion Reverie Talks. I am Tiana Ibrahimovic.
And I am Cicely Daniels.
Fashion Reverie takes you from the front lines of fashion to the front row.
All of Fashion Reverie Talks segments are based on published content found on fashionreverie.com.
So remember, if you want more information on the segments, go to fashionreverie.com.
This week, we bring you an interview with fashion designer Marrisa Wilson and Guys Night Out on the Town with fashionreverie.com associate editor Lauren Pierre Lewis.
If you like this episode, and I'm sure you will, don't forget to click the subscribe button. We start every episode with fashion news. All of our news segments are based on the fashion news alert found on fashionreverie.com. So let's jump into the current events in fashion. I will start off this week. So, Peter Do will be the new creative director at Helmut Lang. The Vietnamese designer's new gig has already started. And so he will remain at his eponymous brand while also working with Helmut. And his first collection will be shown at New York Fashion Week in September. It will be fall 2024. So there is a quote from him where he mentioned that during the most formative days of my own fashion education, no one embodied this spirit more definitely than Helmut Lang. As such, it is my deep honor to be entrusted with ushering in the next chapter of Helmut Lang's legacy. So let's see what happens. Maybe we get invited to the September show. I would be excited to attend.
I would be thrilled to be there too, but oh my goodness, what a busy, I feel like it's so much when you have your own line, and that if you are, in charge of another, huge like fashion line to be director. Sure. So I'm sure I hope Peter Do, I hope you're getting some sleep.
well, he's sure getting some dough.
Yeah. I like that, Tiana. Speaking of someone else who has all the dough that I aspire to, if anyone is paying attention to who's on the cover, we have an exciting cover this week, which is Martha Stewart, who is 81, who is landed the cover of the 2023 Sports Illustrated swimwear issue. And she is out there looking gorgeous in this white suit. Her hair looks fabulous. Her skin is glowing. I was like, come on, Martha, giving us all inspiration, being that she is 81. And some people are like, oh, you couldn't model past 30, 50, 60, 81. So that's exciting. She posed for the swimsuit issue in the Dominican Republic, and she's showing us a total of 10 looks. And for those who don't know, Martha Stewart started her professional modeling career at age 15. Obviously, most people have heard of her enormously successful lifestyle company and of her name. And now there are a couple of other models who have that kind of longevity. And that is, so she's now in the ranks of Carmen Del Orefice and Mae Musk. So we are excited for all of your continued success, Martha.
She does look great. I mean, I think it all started with her little selfies on Instagram and at a hair salon in the Hamptons. I mean, if anything, she's pretty photogenic.
It's very photogenic, and she looks great. I think it's exciting, and it's lovely. It's always beautiful to see beauty at many ages. So
of
beauty
course,
is at any age.
Yeah, for sure. She looks amazing. So last news alert, Chanel continues to employ new brand ambassadors, and the latest is Timothée Chalamet, as he has become one of the new faces of Chanel. So they chose him as the new face of the already popular men's fragrance, Bleu de Chanel. And he will film a commercial in New York City for this fragrance. And the commercial will be directed by Martin Scorsese. Ooh. So I'm very excited to see that commercial. I expect it to be like Less Mediterranean, more like hardcore New York City. So
I
let's see.
mean, yeah, it could be very Scorsese, but who knows? That's so interesting. Timothy Chalamet, Scorsese, and Chanel. We will see.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, that is it for our fashion news alert for this week. And next, I'm very excited to be interviewing Marrisa Wilson, fashion designer. Welcome, Marrisa. So, we're so happy to have you. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you guys for having me today.
Of course. Let's start with your fashion journey. How did everything in fashion start for you?
Yeah, so I knew I wanted to be in fashion from a young age. My mom was always super creative. So I remember when I was in the second grade, I was making my first communion and she was reupholstering all of the chairs, putting up new curtains and all that through the house. And there was these little scraps of fabric and these fabric covered buttons that I was playing with my Barbies with and draping and tying them to make little dresses. And that was when she first taught me how to hand sew. And then from there, I moved up to a little mini sewing machine. I took classes at FIT Saturday Live when I was in high school. And, I knew I wanted to start my own business and have my own brand. I come from an entrepreneurial family. So starting my own business didn't sound like such a crazy thing as much as it sounds crazy to me that I did this right now. But I just, took in everything that I could along the way. I had my first internship when I was a senior in high school, and I received my degree in fashion design. So I majored in fashion design with a double minor in fashion merchandising and product development from Marist College. I did 6 internships before I even got that degree. I just really hustled. And then once I graduated, I continued on in my professional career. I got as much experience as I could. I worked for big and small brands like Rag and Bone, DKNY, Calvin Klein, and used all that experience to, help to shape what I wanted my brand to look like.
Wow. Well, first of all, for young people watching or listening to our show, as you can tell, there's no excuse. You can get started early in your childhood. And if it's something you love, you have to foster it and give it that energy and that commitment. And then, you could maybe have your own fashion line. That's amazing. Now, in your line, you always inject your own cultural roots into your collections. Could you speak a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'm first generation Guyanese American. So, there's always this love of color and flavor and soul that really came from my upbringing and my parents, and lots of memories of going down to, visit our house in Guyana and seeing where my family grew up, and just having all of that rich culture instilled in me from a young age. And again, just that entrepreneurial attitude and just being able to, really hustle, I think is something that comes from, being a first generation Guyanese American, and just that hustler mentality and being able to really see everything that my parents had done for my brother and I, and all the sacrifices that they made when they came to this country. And, just taking everything in and being appreciative of, all those family cookouts and the food, and again all of those rich flavors really come into where you see a lot of my prints, and really all that color and movement and music, and all of that really comes from my upbringing.
I think that's incredible. I mean, obviously, boldness and color, it makes your collections exciting. And I really think gives wearers a chance to express themselves. I think like when, you can find your individual self, that's really important. Now, speaking of that, who would you say is your customer?
My customer is someone who she wants to push the bounds of her wardrobe. She loves experimenting, but she does it in a way that's understandable. She loves really looking in her wardrobe and seeing like, how can I pump this up? I like to work within really familiar silhouettes, and the artistry for me is really through the prints and bold colors. So for me, it's really about making sure that the wearer is able to bring out their own unique personality. So she's daring, she loves to wear bold prints and colors. It's really a mix of really artisanal luxury textiles and artwork through the fabric, and then mixing it with a little bit of edge. She's not so she's she's got a little bit of edge, she's got a little bit of attitude. I love adding some utility details, some pockets and top stitching in there. So really this mix of luxurious textiles blended with utility sport edge. So this girl's got attitude, and I really love dressing a woman who is really excelling in whatever world she's in. So I love working with musicians. I'm really inspired by women in powerful positions, and that's really exciting to me when people like that wear my clothes.
I think that's awesome. And I also think, again, if you have a boldness in your fashion, it's a way of like claiming your power, stating your power, letting everyone know like what you're about. So I think that's really exciting. As you already know, fashionreverie.com recently included looks from your spring 2023 collection in our Girls Night Out Roundup. Could you talk about your spring 2023 collection and some of your standout looks or your favorite looks from that collection?
Absolutely. So my spring 23 collection was actually originally inspired by my Guyanese heritage and memories of going back to Georgetown and this languid way of life, but really this, again, those bold flavors and colors and fruits and, this really tropical vibe. So I hand drew and I hand painted all of the prints to really celebrate, my heritage and to understand, where I'm going. I had to kind of dive deep into where I came from. So that's where a lot of those prints came from. And recently, as we're starting to grow and really dig into like who our customer is, we recently did our spring 23 campaign, which was called Wear Your Soul. And it's this idea that allows a customer to be able to bring out, their inner beauty, their inner soul, and to, not to be stuck in this box of what society tells them they need to wear, what they need to be, what the world has in store for them, and really just like breaking out and being able to say, I'm living my life my own way by my own rules and doing it my way.
I love that. And I do think you definitely feel that like tropical or that, like kind of like it just kind of, it feels like you feel the weather almost like you feel the sun in your collection in a certain way, which I think is kind of amazing, very vibrant with the colors, the blues, the pinks, the yellows. Like you really see, I think, like you feel that kind of energy. And I think that makes it really fun and really wearable for a lot of different types of people, because you also have a lot of different silhouettes, so people can find if they're like a shorts girl or you know what I mean, versus someone who wants something more like flowy and like a longer look. So yeah, it's really, really exciting. So thank you for that beautiful collection to inspire us all. And then my last question is, what's next for you? And I wonder if you'll give us a hint about your next collection.
Yes, so a little bit of development right now. We're in early concept for spring 24, which is very exciting. And right now I'm chin deep in sourcing and developing new prints. I can tell you that it's going to be a different take, but it's still certainly going to have, all of the proponents of Marrisa Wilson. It's going to have all of those, it's certainly going to have that cool vibe still. It's going to have that boldness, but it'll be a little different. So I'm excited to see where this new collection goes.
Well, we love it here. And again, for everyone looking for a way to express themselves individually, you're not afraid of color, you're not afraid of boldness, and you want to make a statement, you really need to look into Marrisa Wilson's collection. Marrisa, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you guys for having me.
I'm here with our associate editor, Lauren Pierre-Louis, and we will be talking about his article, Guys Night Out on the Town. Hi, Lauren. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. So I'm excited about to talk about this guys' night out on the town. Weather is getting better, so I think also in all the major cities, people can get a little more inspired and more stylish. So, what are some of the major cities that you chose for this article, and why particularly those?
Well, when me and William we were talking about making a roundup, we decided to think of a few cities that were pivotal in fashion in this country, and New York obviously came in mind, and then we came up with L.A., Los Angeles, Miami, and Chicago as well. Both all four of them they have different weather, so there's different styles you can wear if you want to go out.
And so let's start with New York City. What did you choose for dressing for the night out on the town for spring 2023 in New York City?
So for New York City, we took it simple. We got Issey Miyake frame shirt. Basically, it's unique, but it has like a simplistic style for you to stand out. And as well, we thought it'd be nice to have some shade, like the Coach wireframe pilot glasses. To keep it cool. And I wanted to stand out a little bit with the trousers. We got the Tom Brown with his unique trousers right there, and as well, I found the Prada reed nylon belt with pouch. I thought it was very unique. I thought it would be nice to wear it with that outfit and to end it with the Celine zip boot right there.
Looks amazing. Very New York City. So what about LA? What was your inspiration for Los Angeles?
Well, LA, that's where the stars reside. So I thought it'd be nice to dress like one as well. So, I've been a fan of Manière de Voir. They're a brand from London and they have this nice body bag you can wear. And Marrisa, I like that shirt. I think, you can evoke a stylish look to yourself with the Missoni trousers right there in the bottom. And to end it simple with the Tom Ford boots.
Amazing. Now, you are from Miami
Yes,
and
ma'am.
obviously an expert in Miami fashions. So, what did you pick for Miami?
Well, for Miami, I wanted to do Wells Boner. They have a very nice way of touch with their simplistic outfits. So I wanted to keep it simple with their jacket. Sometimes Miami could get a little windy. So I think it'd be nice to wear a simple, thin jacket. And then, to pop out a little bit with Givenchy, they have a nice crystal short necklace you can wear. It has metal with crystals in it. I think will pop out if you wear it with the jacket. And we wanted to go with Wells Bonner again with their Kwame Ivory jeans. Basically, I think it could look simple. And Dolce Gabbana, I thought I wanted to end the outfit off with a nice velvet slippers that they have with the ruche embellishment in it.
Wow, I love it. Well, all these guys definitely, depending on the city, would look really dapper. So I hope to really see some of these styles on the streets of, at least I'm in New York, so of New York. Thank you so much. This is really fun. And I'm looking forward to some of your next articles.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Well, viewers, that's it for this episode of Fashion Reverie Talks.
We would like to thank our guest, Marrisa Wilson, and Fashion Reverie's Associate Editor, Lauren Pierre-Louis.
For information on these and other stories, go to fashionreverie.com. Thanks so much for watching.